We have some updates on American Horror Stories, not American Horror Story Season 11, unfortunately, Stranger Things 4, and The Collector 3, otherwise known as The Collected. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Amen.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing now.
Oh, blood on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes, death is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about 3 things I'm very excited for. That is not a Scream update, unfortunately. I know some people will find a lot of disappointment in that. But we do have some exciting stuff here, talking a little bit about the side series, American Horror Stories, with a 2nd season coming sometime soon, as well as another season of television coming to Netflix. Stranger Things Season 4, we just got a brand new trailer for that, the finale, that is, of Volume 2. And then we also have an update on The Collector 3, otherwise known as The Collected, a since-halted project that we just got a little glimmer of hope for. Before we get into all these updates though, if you guys could like this video and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's get this channel to 12K. Let's do it! So getting into our first update, talking a little bit about American Horror Stories. This is like the sub-series of American Horror Story. That's like a bunch of like anthology episodes with everything. If you remember from season 1 though, they did have this little like continuation to Murder House that was kind of like a running thing through some of the episodes, which was really fun. Honestly, my favorite thing about that whole first season. But now we're getting a season 2 coming on July 21st of this year. I'm very excited for it. It comes out the day before Nope too, so maybe you could binge all this, then the next day you can go check out Nope in the theaters. Pretty exciting stuff. We got a lot of really good stuff coming out this summer for horror fans. Speaking of American Horror Story Season 11 though, we really don't know too much about it, except for the fact that FX chairman John Landgraf told The Wrap in February that the 11th installment of this Emmy award-winning series won't be another double feature. It'll be one continuous story this time around. It will have some different timelines going on, I guess is what he said, but it's going to be like one continuous story, beginning, middle, end, essentially, opposed to the double feature format, which was highly criticized in the last season. My biggest criticism of season 10 was that the first half was great, and the second half was like almost unwatchable for me. I just did not care for it at all. The vampire storyline was awesome though. I loved that. I have no complaints there, but it felt like they put all their eggs in one basket because man, that second story about the aliens and all that, I just couldn't even get through it. I'd never even finished it. So I really want to see them kind of go back to form with season 11. I want them to tell one continuous story. We still don't even know the theme yet. I'm sure Ryan Murphy will announce that at some point in the future though. Regardless, I'm still very excited for AHS season 11. I think that honestly, this show is very hit or miss, but when it hits, man. I mean, the slasher season 9, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. That was awesome. That was one of the best seasons ever, I think. And if you can do that in your 9th season, that's pretty impressive. That says a lot about a show. I'm very excited to see what happens with the show moving forward because it has been renewed all the way up until a 13th season. So we're still getting 2 more seasons after this one. We got a lot of American Horror Story on the way, and I would like to really start covering it. Maybe you guys want to leave me a comment about it down below if you like seeing updates on this stuff. That takes us to our next update though, talking about another television series, Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2. We just got a little bit of a trailer for it, showcasing us a lot of really interesting things that I want to go over. We see a lot of our beloved characters gearing up for war against Vecna. Now, I won't spoil anything about Season 4 if you have not seen it yet, but there's a really good twist involving who Vecna is, so I highly recommend you check that out before Volume 2 comes out. I have not put out a review yet because I'm kind of waiting to see how this thing ends before I say anything. I have a lot of things to say, especially about Mr. Steve Harrington, and I'm very excited to get into literally all of that. I have loved season 4 though so far. Honest to God, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is the best season. It's easily, I think it's the best season of this entire show. It just keeps getting better and better and better. I cannot wait for Volume 2. I'm very excited for it. Now, the whole reason I bring that up is because before I go any further, I'm probably going to spoil some things about season 4. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend maybe skipping this portion of the video. Go to the Collected 3 update if you want to see that. Skip ahead to whenever in this video. But don't watch this if you haven't seen season 4 yet, because I kind of have to spoil it to talk about certain elements of this final trailer. We get this shot of Nancy at Hawkins' lab. Now, it looks like she's there during the time that 11 went and killed all those people, and, you know, the whole thing with Vecna that I'm trying not to spoil, that whole thing happened with number 1. So what is going on here? Does Vecna have the power to maybe time travel or make people travel through time somehow? Because we also get this shot of Vecna walking through Hawkins' lab as well. Is Vecna maybe able to transport people back in time? Because remember, a big theme throughout this entire season has been this clock that shows up everywhere. And it's been highly speculated that time travel would be part of the season, something we still have not seen yet. Technically. It has been proven, though, in this last season that the Upside Down is consistently stuck in 1983, where the first season took place. That's because when 11 opened up the portal to the Upside Down, it was 1983 when that happened, before the events of the first season, or literally the first episode of the first season. Everything's still a little fuzzy. I've only seen season 4 once. I need to watch it again, clearly, before this next part of the season comes out. But wow, I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff that they dropped in that last season about the Upside Down, lore, about who Vecna is. It was really cool. I know, listen, I wanted it to be Robert Englund, but I'll take I'll take it. It was a really good twist. It was written really well. I enjoyed it. We hear some very foreboding lines in this trailer as well. Robin specifically says it might not work out for us this time, which gets me really scared. Once again, I'm scared about Steve Harrington, man. He got bit by those bats. What's going on with that? We also have this line from Vecna. It's over now. I just want you to watch. What the heck does that mean? Are we going to get a death? Is someone going to die? Because they teased that Max might die, and I nearly cried my eyes out when she ran out of that goddamn vagina hole. I do not want anybody else to die, man. My head's gonna explode here. But alas, I think we're losing one of our characters in volume 2. It's gonna be something heartbreaking. I can feel it. I don't know who it's gonna be. If it's gonna be Steve, God, I don't even want to talk about that. Like, literally, that gives me goosebumps. I think my whole body will just like shrivel and melt into goo, like the meat monster from season 3. If Steve Harrington dies in volume 2, I won't even do a review. I'll just have to like sit in a corner for like an entire day and just cry. A few more things about this trailer, because oh my God, I am getting long-winded here. I think we get a shot of Demodogs again. It might just be the Demogorgon and Russia, but it kind of looked like a smaller version of the Demogorgon, which was essentially the Demodog. So what's going on there? I don't know. We get this shot of Lucas punching Jason in the face, which I have never wanted a character to get punched in the face more in my entire life in a season of television. So that's very satisfying already. I kind of wish they wouldn't have put that in the trailer, honestly. I think I would have like shot up out of my bed where I'm going to probably be watching this and be like, yeah, let's go. The entire trailer is scored with the Kate Bush song that has shot all the way up to number 1, which is crazy. I'm so happy for Kate Bush. That's awesome. I hate to say this, but this is the first time I've ever heard that song from Stranger Things. But hey, isn't that great that now we know about this wonderful artist from the 80s that we wouldn't have known about otherwise? I say so. We get some more foreboding comments from Vecna and this awesome shot of Eddie playing guitar, which I'm sure is going to be an amazing scene in the end of season 4. But overall, I do want to comment, the biggest thing about this trailer to take away from it is how foreboding it is. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very bittersweet ending, possibly even a cliffhanger, Infinity War style kind of ending that is going to lead into season 5. That'll probably be a little more upbeat, a little happier, and end the series on a happy note. But I'm telling you, I don't think that this is going to be a happy ending. This is going to be devastating, and I'm not mentally prepared for it. I have been with these characters for so long. I love this show. This season cemented it as one of my favorite television series of all time. I don't know. I'm so excited to see where this goes, but I'm telling you, prepare for the worst. But we have a much happier update on The Collected, or The Collector 3. Now, I started covering this in late 2020, and that video blew up. Thank you guys so much for watching that. Now, unfortunately, I would love to give more updates on this, but there's just really nothing going on. The production is still halted. I mean, if you remember from what the first thing I commented on when like this film kind of got indefinitely suspended, they started to film this. Like, there was pictures of like this police station. Tom Atkins was in it. There was gonna be a whole like end of a trilogy trilogy kind of movie, and I was really excited for it, but then production got halted. And I guess a bunch of props got stolen. The producers just like did not get in contact with Marcus Dunstan or anybody else involved. It's a really weird situation, and I really hope that this film does end up getting back on track. But Marcus Dunstan recently shared some interesting comments about it. He is, of course, the co-writer and director of the Collected series and this latest installment of it, if it happens. He was talking about his new film, Unhuman, when he was asked about the Collected, the Collector 3, and he said, "You know, I wouldn't waste anyone's hopes, especially my own." And we've got hope. Here's what's great. There are folks working on getting that back, and it's just taken a long time. It's been slow, and I think there's a lot of things to untangle, but we're going to use our time to hope that it all works out, because we got a chance. The coolest thing is you don't know all the time if, when you get out, this lofty goal will work. So it's like, there's no reason to do another one unless it can be the best one. Then, man, we get this tease back after going like, holy cow, we never stopped talking and thinking in this universe, and it was like, okay, there's something here that I would fall on the sword for every day, and I love that. That felt right. So that also keeps my hopes way high. I'm dreaming for it. I want to do that. I think that would be great. So clearly they still want to make the Collected, but it's just not, there's just nothing. There's just no update on it. Someone throw these guys some money so that they can finish it, please. Oh my God, I would love a continuation to this franchise, especially with the idea that they had for the third one. You can watch this video up here where I talk all about that. So which of these updates had you the most excited? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this big ol' nasty update video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to KillJoy Jake. I would greatly appreciate that. I just started a second channel where I just review movies, like literally everything that comes out. It's called Movie Smoothie. The link for that is in the description below. Go subscribe. Also, if you want to support this channel even further, you can become a Patreon supporter or a channel member by clicking on that join button on my YouTube page. I would greatly appreciate that, and it really keeps this channel alive. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.